Edge of Fate is right around the corner, and with it, some of the most game-changing build potential we've seen in Destiny 2 history. Stasis and Solar are back on top, Prismatic is blowing everything up, and with new artifact perks tailored to these elements, the battlefield has never been more chaotic or more fun. If you're looking for builds that not only keep you alive, but turn you into a walking nuke in every activity, this is the video for you. Welcome to Insightful Gaming, your home for the most lethal loadouts and smartest strategies in Destiny 2. In today's video, we're breaking down 3 S-tier builds, a freeze-happy Stasis Warlock, an unstoppable Solar Titan, and a Prismatic Hunter that turns every kill into a chain reaction of explosions. We've got chapters below for easy navigation, and if you want to theory craft or squad up, hit the Discord link in the description. And yes, you can join my clan. We're always looking for active guardians who play smart, play often, and bring the heat. Just follow the Discord instructions to apply. We'd love to have you. These builds are based on the changes coming with Edge of Fate, including the Edge of the Fate artifact, weapon tuning, exotic armor buffs, and the incoming champion meta. Let's not waste any more time. Let's break the sandbox. Let's start with our first powerhouse, the Stasis Warlock. Trust me, you've never seen this much crowd control in one loadout. This build is all about freezing everything around you, dealing massive damage, and making you feel straight up immortal. It's effortless to use, insanely effective, and perfect for locking down the toughest content in the game. At the core of this build is Raiment, and it completely redefines what Bleak Watcher can do. When you deploy your turret, it no longer just freezes enemies, it creates a zone of control. The turret now spawns with extended range, surrounded by stasis crystals, and emits a storm that lingers in the area. While you stand inside this storm, you generate icicles over time, and every time you fire your weapon, those icicles automatically launch toward nearby enemies, applying slow on impact. This makes your presence near the turret a constant source of suppression. Your weapon setup in this build isn't just filling space. It's an essential extension of your stasis kit, weaving in both utility and devastating crowd control. First, your primary weapon is a Stasis auto rifle featuring Headstone and Rime Stealer. Headstone drops stasis crystals on precision kills, which you'll constantly shatter to regenerate grenade energy via Whisper of Shards. Rime Stealer, meanwhile, rewards you with frost armor after you destroy a crystal or defeat a frozen target, making this weapon the backbone of your freeze loop and perfect for next season's anti-champion mod rotation. In your special slot, you're running Explosive Personality, a solar wave frame grenade launcher with auto-loading holster and disruption break. This weapon is a multi-purpose tool, excellent for burst damage and utility. Then comes your heavy weapon and centerpiece, Finality's Auger, a new solar linear fusion rifle with unique support mechanics. Its first perk, Ruinscribe's Forge, lets you spend 3 ammo to launch a deployable turret that hovers in place and automatically targets enemies. Aim skyward for better field coverage. Once active, the second perk, Ruinscribe's Beacon, allows your Auger's laser shots to mark enemies, making the turret lock on and unleash enhanced high-damage munitions against those targets. With smart positioning and target marking, you're adding a powerful autonomous DPS source that complements your Bleak Watcher turret beautifully. This build runs the classic Stasis Warlock setup, but each piece is chosen to maximize control, ability uptime, and synergy with Raiment. Your super is Winter's Wrath, ideal for shutting down waves of enemies or champions with its long-range freeze and shatter combos. Healing Rift keeps you alive, especially when dropped inside your turret storm. For melee, you're using Penumbral Blast, a ranged freeze projectile, and your grenade is the core, Cold Snap, which instantly seeks targets and spawns a Bleak Watcher turret on activation. With Bleak Watcher and Frost Pulse as your aspects, the entire build comes online. Bleak Watcher turns every grenade into an AI-controlled freeze turret, supercharged by Rime Coat with increased range, a surrounding storm, and icicle generation. Frost Pulse turns every rift into a point-blank freeze burst, making your healing ability a direct combat tool. Your 4 fragments tie the loop together. Whisper of Rime enhances your frost armor, extending its duration. Whisper of Shards makes every shattered crystal speed up your grenade regeneration. With Stasis crystals spawning passively from your turret's storm, you're constantly shattering and cycling grenades. Whisper of Refraction keeps your Rift on a loop by granting class ability energy every time you defeat a slowed or frozen target, which is practically every kill. Finally, Whisper of Fissures boosts the size and damage of Stasis bursts from shattering crystals or frozen enemies, turning every shatter into a mini-nuke. Your armor mods are designed to keep your entire loop running without pause, maximizing orb generation, ability uptime, and passive survivability. Starting with the helmet, you'll run Harmonic Siphon to generate orbs of power from Stasis weapon multi-kills, Dynamo to gain super energy when activating your Rift near enemies, and Heavy Ammo Finder to ensure consistent damage output for your heavy weapon. On the arms, you're stacking Impact Induction for grenade energy on melee hits, focusing Strike to regen class ability from melee damage, and bolstering Detonation, which grants class ability energy when you land grenade damage, perfect for syncing with Cold Snap's tracking. Your chest slot is flexible depending on the activity. Prioritize elemental resistance mods like Concussive Dampener, Sniper Resistance, or Arc, Strand, Void Resistance, based on enemy types. On your boots, go with Recuperation to gain health when picking up orbs of power, Insulation to reduce class ability cooldown on orb pickup, and Absolution, which reduces all ability cooldowns on pickup. Finally, your Warlock Bond runs Bomber to reduce grenade cooldown when using your Rift, Outreach for melee cooldown from Rift activation, and Reaper, which creates orbs of power after weapon kills following a Rift cast. Now that we have gone over a banging Warlock build, now let's talk about the Mighty Titans. This next one is my all-time favorite. This build turns your Titan into a walking sun, melting enemies, healing through nearly every action, and tanking damage that would flatten lesser Guardians. In this build, you will have access to near-constant restoration just by dropping a barricade, making you incredibly hard to kill in any activity. At the heart of this build is Lorelei Splendor Helm, and it's what turns your Titan from tanky to nearly unkillable. Its exotic perk, Cauterizing Flame, automatically spawns a Sunspot at your location when you're critically wounded or when you activate your Rally Barricade. And those Sunspots? They don't just look good, they heal you with restoration and boost your ability regen and damage while standing in them. Every enemy you kill while standing in a Sunspot extends your healing and can even spawn additional spots through ability kills. It's pure uptime, no healing rift needed, no delays, just instant regeneration while the battlefield burns around you. This loadout thrives on explosive synergy, chaining solar effects and heavy hitting perks to melt champions, mages, and bosses alike. In the primary slot, we're using Hierarchy of Needs, a solar combat bow that generates guidance ring energy through precision hits and final blows. Once charged, hip firing creates a guidance ring that boosts damage and creates seeking projectiles. The best part? It synergizes beautifully with Ember of Ashes and Ember of Char, rapidly spreading scorch across groups and triggering ignitions that clear waves with ease. In the special slot, we're bringing in Tinashe's Mastery, a rocket sidearm with Chill Clip and Impulse Amplifier. Chill Clip slows enemies on the top half of the magazine, offering strong crowd control, while Impulse Amplifier boosts charge time and projectile speed, making it perfect for bursting down champions and adding utility in high-level content. And anchoring your heavy slot is the Heathen Vengeance Time Lost Rocket Launcher, one of the strongest boss DPS options in the game. With Envious Assassin, you can overflow the magazine with rapid kills, and Bait and Switch gives you a massive 30% damage boost when rotating through your weapons. This combo is elite in raids and Nightfalls, giving you both burst and sustain in a single package. This Solar Titan build is designed to keep you alive and on fire, literally. Your super is Hammer of Soul, a long-range powerhouse that melts mages and bosses with ease while also triggering ignitions to clear ads. You're running Rally Barricade, not for cover, but to instantly activate a Sunspot via Lorelei Splendor Helm. This creates a restoration loop that starts the moment combat begins. For your melee, you're using Throwing Hammer, which returns on kill, letting you trigger sunspots again and again while stacking damage through aspects. Your grenade of choice is the Fusion Grenade, a quick charging, sticky explosive that synergizes perfectly with ignition-based fragments. Your two aspects, Sol Invictus and Roaring Flames, are where the build truly comes online. Sol Invictus ensures that solar ability kills and sunspot kills spawn more sunspots, which means more restoration, more ability energy, and a constant field of healing and fire. Roaring Flames stacks your ability damage with each solar kill, letting your melee and grenade escalate into devastating one-shots. The longer the fight goes, the harder you hit, and the more you heal through it. Your fragment selections push this synergy to the edge. Ember of Blistering gives you grenade energy every time you score an ignition kill, which with Roaring Flames active, happens a lot. Ember of Solace extends the duration of both Restoration and Radiant, letting you stay healed and empowered far longer than most builds. Ember of Ashes increases the number of Scorch stacks you apply, helping you ignite enemies faster with both abilities and your solar weapons. And Ember of Char spreads Scorch to nearby targets every time you ignite an enemy, turning every ignition into a mini-chain reaction that clears rooms effortlessly. The armor mod setup here is built to fuel your abilities, keep Restoration active, and maximize orb generation for constant uptime. On your helmet, run Harmonic Siphon to generate orbs of power from solar weapon multi-kills, hands-on for bonus super energy from melee kills, and Heavy Ammo Finder to keep your rocket launcher stocked. Your arms carry the core of your ability loop, heavy-handed to create orbs from charged melee kills, which Throwing Hammer constantly procs, Impact Induction to refund grenade energy on melee hits, and Grenade Kickstart for instant grenade energy when your cooldown ends. For the chest piece, go with your standard defensive mods depending on the activity. Your boots run Recuperation to heal on orb pickup, Innovation to reduce grenade cooldown, and Invigoration for melee cooldown. Every orb you grab feeds the loop. And finally, on your Titan mark, run Reaper to generate orbs after weapon kills following your barricade use, Outreach for melee cooldown on class ability use, and Bomber to reduce grenade cooldown when placing your barricade. Last but not least, let's go over our final build. We are talking about our Sneaky Hunter. This Hunter build is pure chaos in the best way possible. You're exploding everything, healing constantly, and chaining abilities non-stop, all while looking stylish doing it. Thanks to the Relativism Exotic Cloak, you gain the powers of multiple exotics at once, letting you dive into groups of enemies, trigger massive ignitions, and punch your way back to full health instantly. The Relativism Exotic Cloak is the engine behind this build's madness. In this loadout, we're using Spirit of Caliban and Spirit of Syntheseps, and the synergy is ridiculous. Spirit of Caliban gives you the Caliban's hand effect, causing ignitions on powered melee final blows, which is already devastating when paired with Prismatic's ability to scorch from multiple sources. But it doesn't stop there. Add in Spirit of Syntheseps, and now your melee damage is massively boosted when surrounded, making your combination blow hits hit like mini nukes. And with each kill, you trigger a fiery explosion that wipes nearby enemies. This exotic turns your hunter into a melee nuke machine that chains healing, invisibility, and explosions in a single loop. This build's weapon loadout is about fueling ability spam, triggering explosions, and keeping your loop running at full speed. In your primary slot, you're using BXR-55 Battler, a pulse rifle with Demolitionist and Incandescent. Every kill generates grenade energy, and thanks to Incandescent, you're spreading Scorch to nearby enemies, setting up easy ignitions with your melee or grenades. It's fast, reliable, and constantly feeding your Prismatic kit. For your special weapon, you're running Lost Signal, a grenade launcher with auto-loading holster and Demolitionist. Fire it, stow it, and it's ready when you need it. More importantly, every kill gives you grenade energy, and every grenade kill keeps your loop tight. It's a simple tool that pays massive dividends. And anchoring your heavy slot is Finality's Auger, the new solar linear fusion rifle. Its perk, Ruin Scribe's Forge, lets you fire a turret-deploying projectile that auto-targets enemies. While it's active, Ruin Scribe's beacon allows your shots to mark enemies, making the turret prioritize them with boosted damage. It's autonomous suppression and extra burn damage without taking focus off your core playstyle. Now let's talk about our abilities. Your super is Shadow Shot, Deadfall, offering invisibility, suppression, and a massive debuff zone. Your class ability is Gambler's Dodge, which instantly refunds melee energy on use, perfect for spamming Combination Blow. This melee not only hits like a truck, especially with Syntheseps active, but also heals you and boosts movement speed on kill. For your grenade, you're Running Grapple. It doubles as movement and damage, gives you free melee charges via grapple melee hits, and fits beautifully into Prismatic's momentum-based loop. Your aspects seal the core of your kit. Stylish Executioner gives you invisibility and bonus damage after defeating debuffed enemies. Easy to trigger since you're constantly applying Scorch, Slow, and Weaken. Winter's Shroud slows nearby enemies when you dodge, which feeds directly into Stylish Executioner, setting up the next stealth burst. This loop lets you weave invisibility, debuffs, and burst damage seamlessly in high-density fights. Now for the Fragments. This setup is all gas, no brakes. Facet of Dawn grants restoration after light-based final blows, giving you passive healing to keep rolling. Facet of Ruin boosts the radius and damage of your ignitions and shatters. Key for melee-triggered explosions from Caliban's trait. Facet of Devotion generates orbs of power on light kills, feeding into your mods and keeping your abilities charged. Facet of Courage boosts damage while amplified or radiant, which you'll be frequently thanks to melee kills and grenade loops. Lastly, Facet of Protection gives you damage resistance when surrounded by enemies, which you'll often be diving headfirst into with Syntheseps active. Your mod setup is built to amplify orb generation, reduce ability cooldowns, and sustain your health and uptime while you play aggressively. On your helmet, go with Hands On to gain bonus super energy from melee kills, key when you're constantly using Combination Blow. Add Heavy Ammo Finder for consistent heavy drops, and Solar Siphon to create orbs of power from solar weapon multi-kills, which you'll be landing constantly with no survivors. On your arms, it's all about the ability loop. Grenade Kickstart refunds grenade energy after use. Keeping Grapple available, Heavy-Handed creates orbs of power on charged melee kills, which you're chaining non-stop, and Focusing Strike gives class ability energy when you land melee hits, fueling constant dodges to refresh Combination Blow. For your chest, go with defensive mods that suit the activity. Your boots focus on healing and cooldowns. Innovation reduces grenade cooldown on orb pickup. Better Already grants health regen when you grab an orb, and Recuperation provides instant healing. Finally, your cloak runs Reaper, creating orbs after weapon kills following a dodge, Bomber to reduce grenade cooldown when dodging, and Distribution, which spreads ability energy back to all cooldowns when dodging near enemies. Whether you want to lock down the battlefield with triple stasis turrets, walk through fire unfazed as a solar juggernaut, or chain invisibility, ignitions, and melees as a prismatic storm, these builds are designed to dominate the final shape meta and beyond. They're powerful, fun, and fully future-proof with the seasonal mods and sandbox shifts coming in. If you found your next main build today, make sure to drop a like, subscribe for more game-breaking loadouts, and hit the Discord link in the description to join the community. Thanks for watching, and remember, the sandbox may change, but with insightful gaming, you'll always stay one step ahead.